I used to think the typical missionary went door to door, knocking their door approach, everything like that. That's what I thought a missionary was going to do, and that's what I thought we were going to do. You will hardly knock on a door, if at all, on your mission in the Marshall Islands. I knocked on one door, and we did it for because it said in Preach My Gospel as a companionship activity to practice a door approach. And so we did that one time. You just don't do it. Like, they don't have addresses there. They have just like huetos or like villages, and then they have houses, little shacks, whatever they can muster to form houses. So it's nothing like it's not organized at all. So, when you have your area book and you're filling that in, you will describe where a house is. It's the greenhouse next to the big May tree. That's literally how you'll explain it. And then you say, oh, it's 3 houses over from this blue house. So, no addresses. So you're not really doing door-to-door proselyting. A lot of street contacting. You'll talk to people on the street, in stores, with neighbors, and that's how you'll do it. You'll get yourself out there by just talking to people. And it won't be a very formal introduction. You won't say like, oh, we're missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ. It's nothing like that. It's more like, very casual. No, I don't want to say casual. That sounds bad, but very more friendly, not as intrusive, right? But very friendly. You're just developing a relationship, becoming their friend initially. It's very easy to get baptisms. And when you go out, don't think that your success is measured on baptisms, because I say that because retention, people falling away, so retention is very, very hard because people go less active very easily out there. That is due to previous religions they came from, the pressures from leaving that church. Members of that church are telling them that the LDS church is bad and Joseph Smith's fraud and all these things, so they feel pressure and they go back to their old ways. People leave or become less active because of old habits, such as drinking and smoking and immorality. They are very pressured into doing things, which is why they're a lot of them are baptized, because they're I don't want to say they're pressured, but they're quick to believe, which is wonderful. They're quick to believe and accept a message, but at the same time, it's hard to retain members, but it is possible. So that's one thing you'll be doing, is a lot of rescuing. You'll go with members, you'll talk to less actives, and build a ward with less actives, get them on their feet, and then you're almost helping the members do missionary work, right? And you're kind of facilitating that. You're proxying in for them coming into the church, but the members are doing a lot of the missionary work, which is the best way to do it, in my opinion. And then, you'll work a lot with, with the ward councils, because the church is very young there, so you kind of have to do a lot of the heavy lifting with all of that. It can be stressful at times, to be honest, but they're very willing people to do what they need to do. They may not know, but they're willing to learn and to work hard. So like I said, you'll do a lot with the members, and do a lot of rescuing, because there's a lot of retention effort there. So.